Hi guys, Lee from Socialite here. I'm going to do a video about our Advanced kit and some of the new Clearomiser tanks that we've actually got coming onto our website in the next week. So they'll be up on the next week. Here are some of the Clearomiser tanks I've been testing and using. I hope you like my homemade Clearomiser stand. Comes in very handy, but it's done a good job for it. These aren't for sale, but look, these are the tanks I've been using, and I'm going to go. There's 10 tanks here. What I've been using, what I've been testing myself. Some have got e-liquid in, which I've been using. Some are brand new, and I'm going to show you how to fill them up. Some of these are going to be available on our website over the next week, and they do go with our Advanced kit. Now, our Advanced battery here, this is a 1100 milliamp hour battery. We do smaller ones. We do 900 milliamp hour, and we do a 650 as well. The 900 is roughly, I'll just take this battery off here for you. So that's the 1100. The 900 is roughly about that size. And then the 650, well, 900 is probably about to there where my finger is, and then the 650 is about to there where my finger is. Okay, they do come with two Clearomiser tanks as well. They hold about 2 ml of liquid in there, and we're going to start off with that one, show you how that works. So that just screws onto there. Obviously makes a really nice e-cig. The button there, nice and flush. To turn that on, it's 5 times, and to turn it off, it's 5 times. So that's turned it off, so let's turn it back on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should be on, hopefully. No, sorry, just turned it off. So to turn it on, let's get it right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's on. Now these batteries do have variable voltage as well. Not sure if my camera's not very good, can't pick it up, but you can see where it is. I generally set it for our e-liquid around 3.8, and I'm going to work them all off a 3.8 variable voltage. So this is the first one. This is what comes in the tank. You can buy an Advanced kit for $99. Comes with 2 of these batteries, 2 tanks, wall charger, USB charger, a choice of e-liquid that you can get as well. Now, obviously, with the nicotine e-liquid available from our UK website, things are looking really exciting. So let's start off with this one. Now, to use these, all you need to do is hold the battery in, and it just fires, and you just hold them as you go. Turned it off again. That's it. So now it's on. Now I'm using 0% nicotine because I don't really smoke, so I'm fine with 0%. I just enjoy vaping. That's our cherry e-liquid, which is really nice. Now every time I use that, look, I'm just holding that button down. As you can see, there's loads of vapour. Which is great. Look, I'll be truthful with you, that's quite an airy draw. It's got 3 holes along the tank. You see the little hole there? It's got 3 of those little holes, and that allows the air into the actual heating coil inside this tank, and gives you either a tight or an airy draw. That's quite an airy draw. Some people love it, some people don't, just personal preference. So that's pretty airy. Really produces great vapour and really great. So 2 of those comes with the tank. But what we wanted to do was compare the tanks that are on the market. We've got 10 here. I'm going to start off with the this one first. And also to make this a lot better unit, like I could just put that on top of that battery there, and it doesn't look very nice at all. It looks a bit ugly, really. Let's be honest. But to make that look nicer, we have what's called a beauty ring or an O-ring, different names for them. So we can screw that onto there, and then screw that tank on top of there, and it just makes it flush, makes it look a whole nicer unit. Again, that's the same e-liquid in there, and it'll work. This one's got a swivel head on it, so you can swivel on it, which is pretty neat. I quite like that. and we can use it the same way. Now that's a lot tighter draw, and you probably can't hear it, and that's because it's a lot tighter. With the other one, you could actually hear it being more airy, and this is a lot tighter draw. So depending on what you prefer, you might prefer an airy draw or a real tight draw. That's really quite a tight draw. And that's really a nice tank. I really do. That's one of my most favourite tanks. You can get up to 3 mils of e-liquid in there. It's a totally different type of concept where these, you can actually see the actual coils in there come down either side of it, of inside the tank. They are called top feeding coils, and where the other ones is a bottom feeding coil. Basically, the negatives of this really is that when the e-liquid has to draw, the e-liquid has to go up those cotton coils. Now, if there's not enough, you know, it's all about gravity, so the oil's at the bottom. If you've got a bottom coil, then the e-liquid is actually drawing from the bottom, where these are drawing from the top, so the e-liquid has to draw up those things. We never really have a problem with it. You might get a problem with it if you're a real heavy vapor. I'm not a heavy vapor, so I never really get a problem with it. That's a great tank. That's the first one. Now that's going to be on for sale as well. Now all these will be on all for sale on our website. This was a new tank that I've just received. I was really happy with it. Nice and stylish. Another benefit to this one it gives you a little wheel there that you can spin. And that allows you to put holes. See the hole there? Now it's got 3 of those. Now you can either go for an airy draw if you want one. As you can hear, it's really airy. Way too airy, it'd probably be too airy for most, but if you spin that around, you can make it a lot tighter. Make it even a bit more tighter still. That's a really nice stylish tank. Really like that tank. That's a bottom coil. So as you can see, there's no coils hanging down from the middle, from the top. The coil is actually in the base, the same as the original one that comes with this battery. Again, this holds a lot more e-liquid, probably around 3 mils. These things come off of here like that's called a drip tip. That will come off the top of it, so you can actually replace and put different drip tips on if you care to do so. So that's the second one. Really enjoyed that one as well. That's a really nice tank. Now the next one I'm going to show you, we haven't actually used this one yet, so it's going to be brand new. Again, has the drip tip. Let me just put the battery down for a minute. So you can put the drip tip in. That's the Clearomiser tank there, like you see. Really nice stainless steel made tank with a glass tube in the middle. Take the top off if you prefer to use different drip tips. We'll put that back on. We're going to fill this up with some e-liquid. Basically this gets fed from the bottom. You unscrew the base and there's the coil, bottom feeding coil. It's got 2 coils there. Let's put some e-liquid in there. We've got some cherry which we've been using, so let's fill that up. So down the side it goes. Let's get it in camera. You can see it going down, filling up. That will be plenty. Let's put the base back on. Now with most of these tanks as well, don't know if you can catch it on there, it's got grooves in the base. See the grooves? That just allows you, when it sits flush onto the battery, it just gives you them air grooves, and that just allows the air flow to go through, to make sure there's some air going through. Battery back up. So we squeeze. Normally we would leave this for a couple of minutes, so we'll give it a blast and see how it goes, because it might just fire straight away and be cool, produce loads of vapour. Sometimes they might need a couple of minutes just to for that e-liquid to soak into the coils. But I think that might be fine. But look how nice that looks. So neat. Makes it just look so flush. That goes really well on that beauty ring. Not tried this one before, so it's new. So let's see how it goes. I have to say, pretty impressed with that. That's producing plenty of vapour, and that looks really neat. Not too top heavy. And it's just a really well made tank, as you can see. Look, really happy with that. I'll go back to that as well in at the end, just to give it time to soak in, so we'll remember. Another one here. Again, now this is a top coil tank. You can see the coils coming out of it. Again, you can change the drip tip. It's got a plastic drip tip, this one. So we could take, say, the drip tip from the last one we just used and put that on there if we wanted. That's the benefit of having these ones that can change. You can change it to your way you like it. This one's got a plastic one on, which we'll use. Again, this is actually a top feeding by the looks of it. Yeah, so where the other one was a bottom, you put the e-liquid in from the top on this one. So again, we can just pour it into there. And this one allows you to put 3.5 mils in, so it's a big tank. So there you go, I've just put 2 mils of e-liquid in. Now I think this one will take a bit longer because it's a top feeding tank. It's going to take a bit longer to soak in, and actually for that that coil to actually draw it up that cotton. So we're going to leave that one. I'm not going to use that one straight away. I'm just going to leave that one a few minutes to soak up. You can actually spin it around as well to get those coils nice and dampened, so they know they've been in. We'll leave that a few minutes and we'll come back to it. The next one is a really nice one. I've been using this one for a while. There's a different oil actually I've got in this one. So this isn't a Lee, this isn't I think this is a tobacco red oil in this. Again, it's a really nice tank. Again, different drip tip we can use on that. This drip tip comes off. You can put it your own different one. So we'll put that on there. Again, sits on there really nice, looks really flush. Nice quality tank. Now you might have heard the noise, little pop, gurgling. It's basically where this oil's been in here a long time and it's actually saturated the heating coil. You can generally get rid of that if you use it for an amount of time. I haven't really used this one that often, and that's why it's been gurgling. Oh, sorry about that, wrong timing. But we'll draw on that a few more times, might clear it up. Oh, that's got nicotine in it. That's a lot stronger. That's about a 12 milligram nicotine I got in there. That's a very airy tank. Now, some people might really like it. Really not for me. It's a bit too airy for me. You can actually see the holes at the bottom of the tank in there. It's probably got a few too many. Probably got about 5 or 6 air holes there. And it's just, for me, it's just letting probably a bit too much air through and making it too airy. But again, produces a load of vapour. But you probably find out with our e-liquids really do produce a lot of vapour because we go more on the tendency to use VG instead of PG, which will do that. Another tank here we've got. Again, now this is a bit similar, but it really doesn't allow you to change. This is just a one piece, so it doesn't have the drip tip in it. This got Apple 18 milligrams nicotine. in it, which I've been using. Again, we can use that. I know it's Apple because I've got it written there. Okay, let's see how this one goes. A lot tighter draw, you can hear that. It's not producing any vapour. That could be a couple of things. I have had this in there for quite a few weeks. But it is also not RE liquid because we don't do Apple at the moment with 18 mils. So some e-liquids don't produce as much vapour as ours. But I'll keep tugging on it. Look, I wouldn't blame the e-liquid on that. I think it's just the tank. Not really, probably needs a good clean out, probably been in there too long. So but let's not blame the tank as yet. I'll cover that on another one. This is another tank as well. As you can see, won't fit on there with the beauty ring. So we can take the beauty ring off that one. Slide it onto there. This is a hazelnut flavour. Again, not RE liquid. We don't do hazelnut. But the tank we're going to be offering. Again, this is a top coil tank, but it holds 1.6 mils. It says on there. Again, you can change the drip tip on that. It's a screw-on drip tip though, so it's slightly different. We give that a choke. A lot tighter draw, which I prefer. Now again, I've had that e-liquid in there for quite some while, so it's not producing so much vapour. It's probably saturated, needs cleaning out. But it's not too bad a tank, that. Right, so let's go back to, we have our, let's go back to that one that we filled up earlier, and I said I'd let it stand. Here it is here. So you can see, you probably can't see it, but it's nice and saturated now. That should produce, let's put the beauty ring back on, that should produce some nice vapour for us. This one's got the plastic drip tip on it, so might not be everyone's cup of tea. But Fitzley again, nice and slim, nice and fit with the beauty ring on. Aha, now there's a problem. This tank doesn't have any slots in the side for the air to flow, meaning I can't get a draw on it at all. If I do that too tight, right, I'll just do that on as tight as we go. Nothing. If I loosen it half a turn, give it a bit of air, I can get a bit, make it a bit looser, which isn't ideal because then it becomes wobbly. A really good tank, using a lot of flavour and a lot of vape, but can't work it with that. You would have to use this one without the beauty ring, which doesn't make it as nice, but it'll work fine without the beauty ring on, so it's not very appealing in sight, but now that'll work like a diamond. Massive difference, look at the amount of vapour coming off that. That's a really nice draw as well. Not too tight, but not too airy, and that's really is a really nice draw. Loads of vapour, great stuff, like that. And let's head back to the one that we did as well, which I really like this one. And that was the one with a bottom coil, and we said we'd come back to it. We can put the beauty ring on there, make it look nice and pretty. We all like them to look pretty, let's be honest. There we go, that is really nice. A little bit more area than the other one, but still a really nice draw. And lots of vapour. That's great. So look, we're going 20 minutes, showed you loads of different tanks. I'm actually going to do these tanks when we put them onto our website one by one. I'll do a video for each one. It obviously won't go as long, it'll just be a couple of minutes on each tank. Then you can decide which tank suits you best. But I think one thing that did stand out was the tanks that actually come with the kit, which again, really nice tank. Bottom coil on those tanks. I'll actually get one out here, show you how they come apart quickly if I can. Show you how the pink one here. Let's show you how these tanks come out. Here's the tank. Basically, you just undo the thread. You pour your e-liquid down there. There's your heating coil. Now that'll last you probably about 3 weeks before it needs changing, and then to change it, you just unscrew that, throw that away, and put a new one in. You can buy the spares, accessories from our accessories page, put the e-liquid in, and screw that back on. That's called a bottom feeding coil, which is exactly the same as the silver one we got here. And I have to agree, although it's quite an airy draw, it produces as much vapour as any of those tanks on there. So it's great. Buying the advanced kit with the 2 tanks that come with it is great. You're going to have options to buy the other tanks, but the 2 tanks that come with the kit, exceptional, no problems at all. Produce great vapour and flavour. So look, I'll leave it at that. It's 23 minutes video. Something to think about, and something, like I said, we'll review each one of these tanks. Probably going to have 5 on our website for you guys to choose from. It's always nice to have something different as well. Always good to put a different tank on, different moods. You use a different kind of setup. So look, I'll leave it at that. Hope you enjoy the video, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. And keep vaping.